So my name is Alexia. I was born and raised in Cyprus, but I'm half Cypriot, part Filipino, part Chinese. And I left, moved to the UK, and I stayed there for a few years. But I came back at the end of last year just to resettle back home. And yeah, that's me. I have a food blog on Instagram and an actual blog, I guess. My parents have a tavern here in Cyprus, so I've always grown up around people cooking, and I started learning cooking myself since I was very young. My grandmother from the Philippines was here, so she taught me how to cook a lot of Filipino food. In general, every day we had a fusion of Cypriot food and Filipino food. So during lockdown, while I was in the UK, when everybody was stuck inside, I started cooking a lot like everybody else, making banana breads and everything. And I decided to start sharing it on Instagram, and kind of took off from there. So I continued doing it, and when all the restrictions were lifted and we could go back to restaurants, I started doing restaurant reviews as well, created a TikTok, started doing videos on there and reels on Instagram. I actually have a blog as well that I write recipes, like both Cypriot recipes, Filipino recipes all over the world. I just think that through food you can learn so much about different cultures, and it's something that I really like. And obviously I can also express my art through photography. I really like experimenting with different angles, different backdrops. So actually I can think of more similarities between Cypriot culture and Filipino culture. Both very loud, very friendly though, but they have this sense of unity, and family is a big part of both cultures. And coming back to food, where my art form is, both in the Filipino culture and Cypriot culture, you sit down at a table, you share food with each other. It's not like other European countries, I guess, where you just order your own dish. Both cultures like to party, they like music, dancing, singing. So yeah, I don't know if it's because I grew up with both cultures in the same house. I can't really think of that many differences. I'm sure there is, obviously, but yeah, I think they're a lot more similar than people would think. So I guess because I'm mixed, my experience in Cyprus in general is very different than most Cypriots. So I feel like in that way I can relate to a lot of people. I mean, there's other mixed people in Cyprus, especially half Cypriots, half Filipinos. But yeah, I just found it more difficult relating to the Cypriot audience. Most of my content is in English, because I have some difficulty with the Greek language. And also part of why I started a blog is because I wanted to promote both Cypriot culture and Filipino culture to the rest of the world. So I find that most of my audience is from other countries. Obviously I have some followers from Cyprus, but I feel like if I did my content in Greek as well, probably I would be better promoted in Cyprus. So that's the main struggle. But I've met other food bloggers from Cyprus, and they were completely fine. And we have collaborated, given each other shout outs. So yeah, I mean, didn't have as much of a struggle promoting my art here in Cyprus, other than just, the language barrier. True to yourself, just do what makes you happy. Obviously, you have to express yourself through your art. Doesn't really matter if don't fit in boxes. You don't have to check certain boxes to feel valid. Who gets to decide what's the norm or the standard? If you don't fit the standard, create your own standard, and just keep what you're doing. Even if you don't feel like you fit in a place, if you keep working hard, you'll eventually make it And yeah, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters.